We having a very nice topic, the sacred cow. So let's start with Jai Radha Madhava. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodhanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodhanandana Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodhanandana Rajjana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Radhanath Radhanath Radhe Jai Giri Govardhan Jai Giri Govardhan Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Hello Prabhupada ki jai. Oh Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So before I start, I'd just like to share my screen with you. So I'll try to do that now.
know this has been hard for you. We really appreciate your help. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhescha Kripasindubhyev cha Patitanam pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we'll start with the verse Namo Pramanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaicha Jagaditai Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So we'll recite the verse again. Namo Pramanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaicha Jagaditai Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaicha Jagaditai Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So the meaning of this verse is, my Lord, you are the well-wisher of the cows and the brahmanas, and you are the well-wisher of the entire human society and of the entire world. So we see that in the purport of this verse, Srila Prabhupada basically says that in this prayer we see that the special mention is made of cows, and we are encouraged to give reverence and love to the cow. For the cowherd men and cows, Krishna is the supreme friend. Therefore, he is worshipped by the prayer Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaicha Jagaditai Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. His pastimes in Goloka are always favorable to the brahmanas and the cows. The first business is to give protection to the cows and the brahmanas. In fact, comfort for the brahmanas is secondary, and comfort for the cows are his first concern. So this is from the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.8.16. Go means cows. Brahmanya means coming from Brahman. Brahman is coming from the body of Krishna, which is the Brahma Jyoti. Jagaditaya, one who maintains the whole universe, like how we get Jagannath, right? The Lord of the universe. So Jagaditaya means one who maintains the whole universe. Govindaya, the one who gives pleasure to the cows. Gopala, one who maintains the cows. Gopa, cowherd boys. Gopi, cowherd milkmaids, the cowherd gopis of Vrindavan. Goloka, the planet of the cows. So Golok, Vrindavan, or Goloka, is the topmost planet in the spiritual realm. In the spiritual world, we get the Vaikuntha planets, which are innumerable in number, because Krishna's incarnations are unlimited. Right? So in this way, we get unlimited number of spiritual planets in the Vaikuntha region. Above the Vaikuntha region is Goloka Vrindavan. Go meaning cows and Loka means planet. So it's the planet of the cows. So that is where Krishna resides, in Golok Vrindavan. We see that human prosperity depends on the cows. This may not seem very true, or we may not believe that, but our prosperity depends on the cows. Just like our dependency on the trees and shrubs, the plants in this world that gives us oxygen, and we cannot live without oxygen. So similarly, we breathe out carbon dioxide, which is necessary for the plants, right, and trees. So in this way, we actually are dependent on each other. So in a lecture given by Dr. Charaswami, he says that the rain comes because of the trees and plants. So trees and plants are so sacred in that they provide fruits and different elements, right? Foodstuffs for us, fruits for the animals and for the human beings. So we basically depend on these amenities to live, right? We cannot live on fresh air alone. So this is how we can see that our dependency on the prosperity of the cow is so vital and so important for our existence. But we see nowadays that the cows and the ox is basically being overtaken by technology, right? And we call it so-called progress in basically in life, advancement in life. But actually, Bhakti Charaswami says that we call it's a prelude to mass destruction, right? In that, if something happens now and everything, just basically is destroyed, say for instance, we don't have petroleum, it runs out. What will happen to us? Yeah, we cannot move. So this disaster is there at every step of the way, and he says that we are so dependent on technology that if at any moment disaster strikes and our whole world would crumble, we have forsaken our natural way of life, and we have actually gone to the modern scientific way of living. So the barometer for the spiritual condition of a society is determined on how happy the cows are. So we have many goshalas in KZN and around the world actually. Is run by ISKCON, and some are run by devotees and some are run by the Hindu community. Here in Durban, there's many that's run by the Hindu communities as well. So in any case, we should make it our duty to spend some time with the cows because they are in a mode of goodness. And, we should try to feed them and caress them, cuddle them. So in this way, that mode of goodness can rub off onto us and we can make spiritual advancement. So basically, we see that the cow and Mother Earth goes very well together and they're always together, right? So in one instance, we see in Krishna book that Mother Bhumi approached Krishna, right? So she wanted him to come to this world because things have gotten so degraded that she approached him and she, appealed to him to please come down to earth. So she came to him in the form of a cow. So the cow and the earth are the symbol of our prosperity, and if they are taken care of properly, then man will excel not only spiritually but materially as well. The cow is our mother because she provides us with milk. When she becomes old and cannot provide milk, does this mean that we should kill her and eat her flesh? We do not do this to our own mother, so why should we do it to the cow? The ox is like our father because he plows the land for food to grow, and we see nowadays that it's replaced by the tractor, right, or some modern machinery. We see how the price of fuel is soaring, and time to come we won't have fuel because we would have depleted all the energy of the earth. That's when we will have to turn to so-called primitive lifestyle. But actually it's not primitive, it's our natural position. The earth is also our mother, and that she carries us on her lap. She provides us with so many facilities for us to live comfortably, right? She provides us with food, with shelter, with minerals, wealth, etc. Yet man abuses her so badly by drilling into her for oil, gold, coal, diamonds, and Mother Earth is a personality. Bhumi Devi, she feels pain, just like if we undergo some operation. And after the anesthetic wears off, we feel excruciating pain, right? And unless and until we are drugged up, take some medication that will, get rid of the pain will be excruciating. Similarly, Mother Earth reacts in different ways because she feels the pain. So how does she react? With volcano eruption, earthquakes, tsunamis, and more recently, global warming. So all these natural disasters come about because we are abusing Mother Earth, and especially the cow. The more degraded man becomes, the more he will suffer as nature will retaliate. We can see this all the time, but we don't learn. Like after a flood or a storm, we find that the ocean throws out all the plastic and garbage that we deposit in her waters. So before we become Krishna conscious, we must become conscious of the facilities that Krishna has provided for our existence. If we please Krishna by taking care of his property, he will provide us with the necessary intelligence to go back to him. So go back to Goloka, the planet of the cows, as I explained earlier on, right? And live eternally and unlimited bliss. Right? So Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govinda means one who gives pleasure to the cows. Adi, the original person. Purusham, perfected supreme enjoyer, having a form. Tamaham Bhajami, I worship. So I worship the supreme personality of Godhead, Govinda, who gives pleasure to the cows, and he is the original person. And he's also the supreme controller, supreme enjoyer. So I worship Govinda. In the body of the cow resides all the demigods. So, for example, Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the maintainer, live on the horns of the Lord, of the cow, on the root of the horn. Parvati, the wife of Lord Shiva, she lives on the edge of the head of the cow. Kartikeya or Muruga on the nose. Kamabala, the serpent lord, and Ashutara on the nose. The Ashwini Kumaras, they're in charge of health and medicine. They live on the ears. Suns, the Surya, the moon, Chandra on the eyes. Varuna, the lord of the water, on the tongue. Vayu, the lord of the wind, in the gentle area. Sarasvati, the goddess of music, she lives in the sound of the cow, right? Like moo, the cows moo all the time. So she lives in that sound vibration. The Sadhya Devatas, they're in charge of religious principles and they live in the heart of the cow. Dharma, the lord of religion, lives on the thighs of the Lord. Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, and Yamuna, the Yamuna river, the personality is basically they live in the dung of the Lord. So the dung of the Lord is considered of the cow is considered so auspicious, and it has all antiseptic properties, right? And Ganga, the river Ganga, lives in the urine of the cow. Agni, the fire god, lives in the ghee of the Lord. And the Lord of the ocean, Samudra, there, he lives in the udders of the cow. So there are 33 million demigods, and all of them takes their strategic points in the cow. So this is how beneficial the cow is, that it can provide us with everything just by worshiping the cow. You know, it can provide us with everything and, you know, anything we basically. It's like a wish fulfilling tree, basically, right? In the spiritual world, we get kamadhanus, the wish fulfilling cows, but it's actually like a wish fulfilling. Worshipping the cows in this material world is like worshipping a wish fulfilling tree, a kalpavriksha tree. So Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he says that among cows, 10:28, among cows I'm the kamadhanu, a wish fulfilling cow that provides a limitless supply of milk. Those who kill cows and eat its flesh will rot in hell for as many as thousands of years that are hairs on the body of each cow slain. So can you imagine? You know, all those who buy McDonald's and all of these things, they are in for big trouble. They will basically rot in hell. Medicinal value of the cow is very, very important for human society. Milk itself is liquid religion because so many items can be produced of milk, like ghee for yagyas, butter for cooking, ghee also for cooking, and butter for baking, yogurt, paneer, different types of cheeses are made out of milk, and sweet products. Right? And there's actually many, many more, but I cannot really describe all of those here now, but we know as housewives, and you know, we look for recipes, and you know, we try to find recipes that have that's made of milk. So yes. So also Prabhupada said that the milk is also the nourishment for the brain because it enhances the finer brain tissues, you know, in the brain, fine tissues in the brain. So the cow dung and the urine have antiseptic properties. Many medicines are made from these items in order to cure many diseases like cancer, arthritis, allergies, obesity, right, and so many other diseases. Ayurveda use panchagavya to make medicines. Panchagavya is basically milk, urine, the five items that come from the cow, which are milk, urine, the dung, the ghee, and yogurt. So these are used to make medicine for different ailments. And the dust from the feet of the cow can free us from all sins. All sins can be vanquished just by taking the dust from the hooves of the cow or wherever the cow trampled upon and rubbing it on our hands. Right? So this is how auspicious the cow is. Every part of the cow's body is so auspicious. We see that Mother Yashoda, when Krishna would go and kill a demon and come back, and you know, and she hear about these pastimes from the cowherd boys, then she would take Krishna and she would bathe him in a cow's urine in order to get rid of all the evil forces that may come, by him killing the demons. So basically, she thinks like a mother, right? We know that Krishna is not subjected to all of this because it's all pure, right? So he's not subjected to all of these evils. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated the personality of Kali, like Kali Yuga, the personality Kali, has cut off the 3 legs of Dharma, which is in the form of the bull. Now, this is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Once when Maharaj Parikshit was going around, and his kingdom, and he was basically surveying his kingdom, and then he saw the personality Kali, this dark man. He is cutting the legs of Dharma, the bull. Right? The bull was basically, Dharma was in the form of a bull, and he was cutting the legs of the bull. So the legs of the bull actually indicates mercy, cleanliness, austerity, and Dharma is standing only on one leg in this Kali Yuga, which is truthfulness. In Krishna consciousness, the 4 regulative principles exemplify these qualities, which is no meat eating, which symbolizes mercy, no illicit sex, cleanliness, no intoxicants, austerity, no gambling, truthfulness. And we see as Kali Yuga is progressing, even this leg of truthfulness is being slowly slayed by cheating and lying, and because cheating and lying has become the order of the day. So this leg of Dharma is basically is paralyzed. Right? Many casinos are constructed, and basically they are replacing the temples. Even they even look like huge temples of Kali, right? Sun Coast and Sivaya and all these places, right? Wild Coast. So these they are made in such a way that to attract people to come there, right? So we see persons of this age. Also, you browse through YouTube, you can find many things that can actually distract us. And there's one sort of video there called Fool Us, wherein people display magic. And the magic is not actually magic, but it's a way of cheating the public into believing that what they're doing is true. And we see that in today's age, people pay huge amounts just to be cheated. They go to the cinema, they watch movies, they are put into illusion, right? And this is how people like to be entertained in today's society, because they suffer from depression, and there's so many family issues that actually bombard them that they want to get rid of all these thoughts. So they just go to the cinema, or they put on a video, a DVD, and watch. So most of their time is spent like that, just to get the mind away. So we see these are temporary solutions for the suffering condition of this Kali Yuga, and they pay such huge sums of money just to be entertained, right? So Gomata is our mother and should be respected and taken care of in all respects. Now, there's a nice pastime where Krishna, he displays how Gomata is so, important, not only to us, but to the Supreme Lord. He holds her very dear to his heart. In that, once he approached the gopis and he asked them for some pearls, right? So the gopis, they hesitated and they asked him, like, what are you going to do with these pearls? And he says, no, he wants to plant them and grow some pearls so he can decorate his 900,000 cows. So The gopi said, no. Where did you hear, pearls growing? We haven't seen a pearl tree. So we won't give you our pearls. We're so sorry. You can, go and ask someone else, but we won't give you our pearls. So Krishna was very sad. Then he went to his mother and he asked his mother, Mother, please, can I have some pearls? I want to decorate my cows and I want to plant them so, I get more pearls to decorate my 900,000 cows. So Mother Yashoda, she said, okay, Lala, yeah, you take my pearls. So she gave him her pearls. And Krishna took the pearls and he planted them and he started to water them. So he would water them with ghee, with yogurt, with milk, like this. And sure enough, after a few days, it started to sprout. And the gopis, they surrounded these trees and they were so taken by surprise that how come these pearl trees are actually sprouting? And within a few days, they grew and, they start bearing fruits. And the gopi said, okay, let's go and try it out. So they took their pearls and they dug a hole, put it in, and they start watering it. And after a few days, it sprouted. But guess what? Their pearls sprouted into thorn trees. And, Krishna had a good laugh about this. So when Krishna's, harvested his fruit, the pearls, he went and decorated all the cows very nicely. And, he was having a festival. So we see here that the gopis were so disappointed because their trees sprouted into thorn bushes. So actually, they went up to Krishna and they surrendered and they said, Krishna, we are so sorry that we didn't give you our pearls. And, please can we have some pearls now? And so Krishna, being the gentleman that he is, he gave them some pearls as well. So actually, this story actually relates that the cows are more important than the gopis. Right? So I'd like to end with this pastime. And if anyone would like to contribute, or you have a question, if I can answer it, I will do so. Otherwise, I will get back to you. So thank you so much for listening. And now we'll basically, you can ask you can give a comment or you can ask your question now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ranga. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So my question is, when somebody is leaving their body, go down, they do go down prayers.
Yes.
Okay. Can you elaborate just a little on that?
Okay, basically, like it's more for sinful people, people who enjoying in this world, and when somebody is very ill, so they do this prayer, go down, so that they can cross over this river that is, is full of sin, right? And they can cross over by holding the cow of the tail and go on to the other side. So this is why they do this Godan prayers. It's more elaborately discussed in the Garud Puran and different other scriptures. I heard that when I was a young girl at my grandfather's house when they used to read the Garud Puran.
Sure.
So yeah, but I don't know how bona fide it is. That's the only thing.
Okay. And then when one desires to commit all these sinful activities, okay, such as like meat eating and all that there, There is the Anantas in them.
Anarthas, well, it's their desires, and Krishna fulfills everyone's desire. So, if they want to eat meat, then they go ahead and eat it, but they have to suffer the consequence of their karma.
Okay. Jai.
Right? And we can see in the Bhagavad Gita, there's some pictures there illustrating that if you do a certain sin, then you go to a certain particular hell and you'll suffer there. So like if you eat meat and you are basically accustomed to the taste and can't get rid of eating meat, you can't stop the habit. So Krishna will give you a good facility. We give you the body of a tiger, so you don't have to cook the meat. You just pounce on it and enjoy. So
Jai.
Krishna is very merciful in that regard. Right?
Jai. Thank you so much for that.
Krishna, anything else from anyone?
Hare
Rasaraj
Krishna
Prabhu.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, who is this?
Mataji, I just wanted to ask, thank you, that was very interesting. There's quite a bit of information that you gave there. Is there anywhere where we can find this information to read through it again, just, the different parts of the bodies and all that type of stuff?
I could share it on the WhatsApp group to Paramatma Prabhu, and he can share it to you. But if you go on, you can Google it actually. You'll find it there. The body of the cow and the different demigods. Yeah.
Sorry, what would I Google? Body of the cow and demigods.
Yeah, the demigods. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Rasaraj Prabhu, would you like to throw some light?
Thank you, Ranga Devi Mataji. You covered this subject so well, and all around, every aspect was covered. And I really appreciate, I knew that the demigods do exist in the body of the cow, but you explained so well in which parts of the body they exist.
Yes, there's actually
And,
more detailed description given.
Yeah.
If you Google, you will find it.
Yes, thank you. And, we cannot overemphasize, the importance of the cow and,
Yeah.
and the miracle food, the
Yeah.
milk that it produces that creates finer brain tissues, finer tissues in the brain, as Prabhupada says, for our spiritual realization. And, just to hear about the cows and read about the cows with Krishna, with Krishna in the center becomes so much more relishable. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for your comments. Anyone else? Kajuta, do you have any comments?
Hare Krishna, dear Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you very much for the nectar of this evening and really nectarian topic matter. I want to ask you if you can tell me more about Shurabi, the transcendental cow.
Surabi? Okay, yes.
Yeah.
In the spiritual world, we have the Surabi cows, right? And they provide unlimited amount of milk. So every time you go to the cow, she will provide you with milk. We see that in this world, the cows don't provide unlimited milk. They provide milk basically, to feed their calves, and it's a certain time it stops as well. As they get older, they don't provide any milk anymore, right? So therefore, they are basically being slaughtered because they cannot provide milk. So we see this is such a sad situation in this material world. But in the spiritual world, the Surabi cows are unlimitedly providing milk. It's so much so that even the ground becomes wet with the milk. I'm not sure if you saw some videos on YouTube where the cows are actually pouring milk on the deity of Krishna. Even in this world, you know, the udders are so full that the bhakta or the devotee takes a gopal and he puts him under the udders of the cow, and the cow, you know, showers him with milk like that. So yeah. And we see that in the pastime of Krishna, he would drink milk directly from the cow. Right? This is like so amazing. If you saw some videos on Krishna Leela like that. So if not, we can have a kirtan now.
Thank you very much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So let's just have some kirtan. I want to share my screen with you as well for this song. Just give me a second. Okay. Okay, can you see that? So we're going to sing Rajadam Mahamrita, the Nectarian glories of Rajadam. Jai Radha Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan Jai Radha Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan Keshi Gata Vamsi Vata Dwada Sakanat Jaha Sabha Lila Kaila Shri Nanda Nandan Keshi Gata Vamsi Vata Dwada Sakanat Jabasa Kaila Kaila Shri Nanda Nandan Shri Nanda Yashoda Jaya Jaya Gopagan Shri Ramadi Jaya Jaya Dinu Vasagan Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan Keshi Gata Vamsi Vata Dwada Sakanat Jahadava Lila Kaila Shri Nanda Nanda Shri Nanda Yashoda Jaya Jaya Gopagan Shri Damadi Jaya Jaya Denu Vasagan Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Jai Radha Radha Nata Radha Radha Nata Radhe Jai Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jai Giri Govardhan Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada, 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 Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnu Para Paramahamsa Privaracharya Satasara Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Go Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna everyone.